In today's video, guys, I got a special treat for you. You know, when you first start out a YouTube channel, you don't realize how hard it can be to come up with content to put out. And it seems like I've been really struggling here lately to come out with something good to put on a video. But that's okay, because I think I got something pretty good for you today. So today's video is going to be a shout out to my daughter. Okay, let me tell you a little story about her. This is my youngest daughter. She ended up getting on this program in school called School Zone Dallas, okay, where she would go around to different schools in the district, and she would have stories, and they would come on PBS television, okay? When she found this gig, I think she was in 11th grade. Oh, she absolutely loved it. And she said, "Daddy, that's what I want to do. I want to be on the news and television. I want to be on the television." And I was like, okay. And you know, being a parent, all I was just saying was, okay, she liked this little gig she got, she on a high. But man, she stayed with it. She did it again her senior year. And she, you know, her teachers loved her and all this kind of stuff. And she wasn't on the B team. I mean, she wasn't on the A team in School Zone Dallas, where she was the anchor. She was more like a reporter, okay? So she ended up going to college, and I was like, oh boy, Alexus, you know, trying to get on the news, man, it ain't that many popular news stations in the US, you know. That ain't the easiest thing to do. And I didn't discourage her from it. I just said, you're gonna have to really work hard for this one. And I didn't discourage her, but boy, in the back of my mind, I was like, man, I wish she would take something easier, like being an engineer or you know, something like that. Go get in the medical field. Go be a pharmacist. You know, and I didn't know Robert at the time, who was a pharmacist, but those are the things that, you know, I was kind of pushing her towards. But she was insistent on this School Zone Dallas. And so right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some clips of her in School Zone Dallas.
Here at O.M. Roberts Elementary School, members of the community have teamed up with the staff to create one of the most successful tutoring programs in the district. It's easy to see that all of us involved with School Zone Dallas are very proud of the show and hope that it continues for many years to come. For School Zone Dallas, I'm Alexus. Back to you guys. Students who play a musical instrument are 52% more likely to go into college. Music ignites imagination, sparks creativity, and adds a little color to our world. And that's just a few of the reasons why Dallas ISD is excited about its partnership with Little Kids Rock.
Hey guys, do you ever wonder why there's so much emphasis on attending school every day? Well, here are 5 facts on why school attendance is important.
We are just days away from our first Attendance Awareness Month. Each Wednesday this month, we want everyone to show up according to the day's theme. This September 7th, join us for our glow party wearing your hottest, brightest neon colors.
So then after she got out of high school, you know, we went to a couple of colleges, and she ended up picking UT Arlington, which is a small school. You know, it's not very big, but they was big into broadcast journalism. So that's what her major was in. And I was, again, I was so scared for it, and because I was thinking, that's gonna be a hard field to get into. So she get into this school, and then she get into the broadcast program, and she started having her own radio show on the college station, right? Oh man, she interviewed me one time, and she was just going through it all alone. And I'm sitting here thinking, oh man. So while she was in college, she worked part-time at this at Olive Garden. Everybody knows Olive Garden. And she got to meet some of the DJs that worked at the local radio station, which was K104. And for those of you who don't know K104, it's the station that Tom Joyner, the fly jock, used to work at. Of course, he's no longer there now, but it's that same station. So she ended up being one of the fly girls or something like that who will go out to some of the satellite locations and, do little interviews and little clips and, register people for different events and stuff like that. And she was liking it. And then she also started doing her own DJing, where she would DJ different places. Like if people had a paint and jazz or paint and music or whatever it is, she would be like the DJ for stuff like that. And then she started getting DJs for stuff that's like some of the main DJs at the radio station would host. She would get stuff like that, and she would interview different people on her YouTube channel, some of the local artists or some of the artists that would come through town, because she would meet them while she's working at this radio station, right? So she got to meet a whole lot of people like Kurt Franklin and I don't know all the different names because I'm not into all the new hip hop and stuff, but I mean, she was doing it, okay? And then local people, she would go out and interview them and put them on her YouTube channel. And she ended up coming up with a real good name for it. It's called Lex in the Box, okay? And then my sister-in-law got her this little silver chain that had a little microphone on it. And I mean, she loved that chain. She wears that chain pretty much everywhere she goes to this day. She loved it. Anyway, so she kept doing it in college, and I'm constantly being worried about her. And while she's, I think she got the job with K104 right as she was finishing college, but it wasn't paying much, a little bit over minimum wage. So she still had to keep her job at Olive Garden, so she working 2 jobs. So she's a hard worker, right? And then she got to the point where she could fill in for the overnight, and I may not be getting this totally right, but for the overnight disc jockey. She got to the point where she could fill in for them. But then she found out what the overnight disc jockey was making. And she like, Dad, I just won't be able to make a living if I do this job. I said, well, baby, it's not an easy business to get into. And so the good news is that when she was in high school, she was real cool with her English teacher. And her English teacher told her, well, you can always be a teacher. So she started getting into substitute teaching, which doesn't pay much either. But then she finally became a full-time elementary school teacher. Okay, I think she was teaching 5th and 6th graders or something like that. She done that for a couple of years. And, at the same time, she's still DJing on the weekend and at night. She's still doing her YouTube channel. I mean, she was a hard worker, guys, okay? She really put in the work. And her YouTube channel was starting to grow, but more than anything, what we didn't realize what it was doing was it was giving her experience, okay? Because she was used to being in front of the microphone. And when she got on the radio, she was used to talking on the mic. And she interviewed a couple of people from the radio station and constantly doing that stuff, okay, and growing. And she started getting in with the local people that would put on these different events where they would have, some of the famous rappers come to town. And they wasn't like nationally famous, but they was like locally famous. And so she was getting some of those people, constantly getting exposure, constantly interviewing, writing stories and all that kind of stuff, okay? And then she was tired of teaching. She said she's tired of these kids, okay? You have some good kids, but you have 1 or 2 bad ones that just mess up the whole thing. And the rules were getting so lax till the teacher didn't have no control. Teaching ain't no easy job, guys. Teaching is hard. Shout out to all the teachers out there. Much respect to you. So then she ended up landing this job inside the school district as like the editor and something else for all the stuff that would get publicized about the school district, okay? And she's doing this and still wanting her television job, so she's still doing YouTube and she's still doing DJing while she's still doing this job, okay? And what I didn't realize was, because I was like, baby, do you need, work all this? Do you need all these jobs? Do you need to do all this? Well, what I didn't realize was it was keeping her in her field that she really loved, okay? And it was also getting her experience. Well, at the same time, she was constantly networking, and she is a networker. So she started applying for all these different positions because she would meet people at the some of the radio stations with all these things that she's doing, and they would say, hey, just apply, put your resume out there. And they had this thing they call a reel, which is like, a video of some of the stuff that you've done. Well, then she got it wasn't really an internship, but it was a chance. It was 3 people where they had a chance to be the weather person on local Channel 5 in the Dallas area, okay? And, she'd done that for like 3 or 4 months. She didn't make the cut, but it got her a little bit more experience, okay? Got her used to being in front of the television. She never made the news doing it, but her and the guy that was helping her there would record it, okay? And the guy that was helping her was the anchor for traffic. So she really got to meet these people, and they would put in high recommendations for other places. Well, she done this job back at the city of Dallas still. Not city of Dallas, the school district of Dallas. And they let her schedule work around doing this thing for the news, okay? Well, she didn't get it, and she was a little disappointed. She's a crybaby, guys, so she was disappointed. She was hurt. But she got past it, because I would just constantly try to give her encouragement. I say, baby, you're going to get there because you won't quit. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other, you're going to get there. And at this time, I'm starting to believe myself she's really going to get there. Before, when she was in college, and working through K104, I really didn't believe she was going to get there. But now, after she done landed this thing on the on the TV, I used to tell her mom, I say, one of these days, we're going to be looking at our daughter on television. I really believe that. I said, I don't know when it's going to happen, but she got some fight in her. She won't quit, okay? She going to get this thing. I don't know where she's going to be living. I don't know if it's going to be in Texas. I don't know if it's going to be in New York, California, Atlanta. Who knows where it's going to be. But I say, this girl is willing to travel, and she ain't quitting. She's going to land it. So, anyway, guys, she done that job for a couple of years, and she applied for a higher position, and she didn't get it. And when she didn't get it, she felt like she was kind of robbed, okay? So it kind of, how you need that little button or that little push to keep you looking to make you leave and go do what you really want to do? When she didn't get that position, that was the push that she needed. She got on that internet and she started applying for places all over. She got really motivated because she started applying for smaller regions, smaller areas, okay? Well, she went on this interview, guys, and guess what? She got the position. It's in West Texas. So I'm here to report to you, after all of this time, going through high school, doing a DJ in college, working at a radio station after she graduated from college, at the same time working 2 jobs, doing her teaching job and doing before she was a full-time teacher, she was a substitute teacher. So, that didn't make much. So she was still working at Olive Garden. She was still doing the teaching job, and she was doing the radio deal at the same time, okay? But she never let go of her Rolodex of the people that she knew. Well, anyway, guys, fast forward to the day, I'm here to report to you that my daughter, Alexus Farrell, and I am so proud of her, okay? We all are proud of her. Everybody in the family is proud of her. She have landed her a news job in West Texas. And yesterday was her first on the television thing that she done. She only been there 2 weeks. The first week was all training. This is just her first week of really being there. And maybe the first week and 1 or 2 days out of training, she wrote the script for another guy that was doing the job. But this time, she done it herself. And let me tell you how small this radio station is, guys. She realized that she have to start at the bottom and then work her way up, okay? But she have to do the editing herself. Sometimes she have to do the videoing herself using a tripod. And then the weatherman, which is really funny, her and him are the only 2 people that really work at this radio station. So they have a mother radio station where they have to send their stuff to or be live, okay? When they're live, when she's live, the weatherman is the cameraman. When he's live, she's his cameraman. And they both have to edit their own deal and do their own shows, okay? So she's gaining multiple platforms of experience in doing this job. She's writing the script, she's doing the script, and sometimes she's filming the script, okay? But I'm proud to report to you that she has landed her news reporter job. And I just want to say, go Lexus. Dad is very proud of you. Keep it going. And with that, also guys, what I want to do is show you the video of her doing this. So stay tuned and watch this video of her, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And then the other thing is, if you have any comments, put them down at the bottom. I love reading you guys' comments. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna let it go. Check out the video. I think you'll love it.
So if you are planning on heading to the West Texas Fair and Rodeo this week, what can you expect? The newest member of our team, Alexus Farrell, was at the fairgrounds in Abilene today and has more.
The West Texas Fair and Rodeo is bringing so much fun to the area, and well, they're expecting 120,000 people to attend this year. This year's fair features many attractions, including the rodeo, livestock show, rides, and delicious food for the whole family. And everyone has their favorites.
Seeing the kids ride the rides, entering things into the fair, and the lemonade.
The special deals this year include $1 admission day on Monday, September 9th, and Tuesday, September 10th. Each ride is just $2.
I really like entering things into the fair. It's a lot of fun, and also the rides are amazing.
While the fair has been around a long time, it's going to be quite different from a year ago.
And we've got some additional strolling acts. So we've got a strolling piano act as well as a strolling DJ. And I'm going to be really interested to see what this strolling DJ is, because it's what I've seen of this act, it's a real party that gets started around it.
There is plenty of fun to be had here at the West Texas Fair and Rodeo. This event is a celebration of all things West Texas. So come out and be a part of the excitement, great rides, and beautiful art shows. At the West Texas Fair and Rodeo in Abilene, I'm Alexus Farrell with Fox West Texas.